Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Intern Calls JavaScript Bootcamp for 10 days. We are already halfway through this bootcamp, I guess. This is the day 5 or day 6 of the bootcamp. So today we'll be discussing about module 3. So before that, let's recap what all we have discussed yesterday. For the people who have joined recently, you can access the videos on our LMS portal. And how to access those videos, I have been getting a few messages regarding how to access the videos and they need the recorded sessions of the bootcamp. For them, I would like to tell you that you can access the videos from our LMS portal as well, that is interncall.com. Let me show you how. Yeah, if you go to our website, that is interncall.com, interncall, interncall.com. There, click on this sign in option. Continue with Google or GitHub as ever you want. I would suggest you to go with Google. Once you click with Google, then these kind of interface opens. Okay, these kind of interface opens. You can also have light mode and dark mode here. Okay, after scrolling down, you can see free JavaScript Bootcamp 0 to Hero. This is the course which we are discussing as of now. First of all, you'll get the option like register. After clicking on register, you have to enter the coupon which was forwarded in the WhatsApp community group. If you have not joined the WhatsApp community group, then text us, we'll send you the link. In this way, you'll receive the coupon. I just I have shown you the example. This is not the course. The course actually is this one. Okay. I wanted to show that the register button in this way, it will be here. After clicking on this register button, write free JS. Write free JS. FREEJS. I'll show you just a minute. You have to type as free JS. This is the coupon code for this course, that is 0 to Hero JavaScript Bootcamp. Okay. Before this, you have to go to our website, that is interncall.com. Okay. You can go to our website called interncall.com. If you want to access the courses of these as well, these are actually paid courses. We are also planning something big for you after this JavaScript bootcamp. Please stay tuned for this. But let's come back to this free JavaScript bootcamp. Once you register with the code FreeJS, this kind of interface opens. Okay, this kind of interface opens where you can see all the recorded sessions until today or the day which you have opened. We'll be adding all the sessions daily here. At sharp 7:30, you can access the videos. You can see n number of times as many times as you want from this portal. That's what I wanted to tell. Let's get back to the syllabus. Yeah. So yeah, welcome to Intern Call's JavaScript Bootcamp. Intern Call is a gateway for elevating your skills. We offer different courses. As of now, you have enrolled in the JavaScript Bootcamp. So we are discussing about JavaScript Bootcamp. This is your trainer, Adnan Ali. I'm currently working as a full stack web developer with Intern Call since a couple of months. This is my portfolio website, adnanali.info. I also create digital content on data structures and algorithms, JavaScript videos, and as well all the videos related to technology and placement preparation. You can also follow me on Instagram, that is Aspire with Adnan. Also follow Intern Call for placement updates. If there are any openings in certain companies, then you can get the updates on Intern Call Instagram handle. Great. So until now we have completed module 1. Module 2 is completed yesterday. Today we'll get started with module 3. Great. I hope you don't have any doubts with module 1. If you have any doubts, you can refer the previous video. If still the doubts are not clear, you can text us at any time. We are free to help you out. Next, fundamental JavaScript. Here we have discussed about different types of variables and data types, operators, how to use operators, when to use those operators, what are different ways of declaring variables, what is their scope, what is which type of variable can be updated or redeclared. All of this we have discussed. I hope you have all gone through that videos. Great. Now we'll get started with the control flow in JavaScript. What is control flow? For example, if you want to control the flow of your program using any type of conditions is nothing but conditional statements. Looping nothing but iteratively. If you want to do anything iteratively continuously, then it is nothing but looping statements. So this is the topics which we are going to discuss today. I hope we can complete this in 1 hour. Let's get started quickly. Yes, everyone, let's get started with conditional statements and looping statements. First of all, what these conditional statements actually are. When to use these statements. These are most frequently used in any programming language, irrespective of it is Python, Java, JavaScript, C, C++, or any programming language to manipulate things as a true or false. We have to use these conditional statements. So to implement some condition in the code, conditional statements are used. As simple as that. In JavaScript, we have the following conditional statements. We use if to specify a block of code to be executed only when the condition is true, and else if not false. Do not worry, we'll discuss with an example. Let's take an example. Let's go to one notebook. Okay, let's say this is a person. Okay, it's me. Okay, it's Adnan. Let's say the age of Adnan is 16. The age of Adnan is 16. Let's say, let's assume that age of Adnan is 16. Great. Okay, then what is the minimum age to vote, to cast your vote in elections? What is the minimum age? You have to be greater than 18. So based on this condition, Adnan is of 16 age, but he will only be eligible when his age is 18 or 18 plus to vote. So based on this condition, tell me if Adnan can vote or not. If yes, tell me yes. If not, no, tell me no. When is yes? If the Adnan's age is greater than 18, then Adnan will be able to vote. If it is less than 18, then he cannot vote. So based on this, what we can tell is that if the Adnan age, if okay, let's say age equal to 16, it is less than 18, right? It is less than 18. Age is less than 18. That's why Adnan cannot vote. As simple as that. Great. I hope it is clear. This is an example. Just I wanted to take an example of it. Let's see in program how this works. First of all, let's understand about if. Let's understand about if. If in English, if in English language as well, if in the sense if matlab, then you have to check some condition after if Adnan's age, if age is greater than 18, then he can vote. If Adnan's age is greater than 18, he can vote. As simple as that. That is if condition. So how can we write this in program? For if, the syntax is write if word, after this in parenthesis write the condition which you want to check. It can be anything. Write the condition which you want to check, and inside the block of code write the code. Clear? Let's come back to slides. I'll show you that. Yeah, see. The use of if statement is used to specify a block of JavaScript code to be executed if a condition is true. Only if the condition is true, that block of code will get executed. Otherwise, that block of code will not get executed. Then we'll use else conditions in other case. I hope it is clear. Let's write a sample code of this. Based on this syntax, tell me the code. Everyone write down the code in your notebook based on this condition to print if Adnan is eligible or not. Let's first define age equal to 16. Let's just define age equal to 16 if age is greater than 18. Then print, that is console.log, yes, Adnan can vote. As simple as that. This is the code of else if statement. I hope it is clear. Let's run and see what is the output of this. Let's go to Chrome browser. Okay, to run the code, just right click on the right click inspect and go to console. We have already discussed this. You can do it anywhere on your any Chrome browser, but when you do projects, I'll show you how to do that in VS Code as well, and how to open your specific file in VS Code. As of now, just right click on any of the tab, inspect, and go to this console. Now let's define age equal to 16. Okay, age equal to 16. It is automatic definition. Automatically I'm defining variable. I'm not using any var let const. We can do this as well, right? Next, if age is greater than 18, console.log, yes, you can vote. Okay, the output is nothing. Why? Because this condition is false. There's nothing to do with this. Let's do one thing. Let's copy the entire thing. Paste it here, and this time I'll make age as 20 instead of 16, and let's see if this works or not. Yes, you can vote. It showed that yes, you can vote, because now the condition is true. Age 20 is greater than 18, right? Age 20 is greater than 18. That's why this condition is true. Because this condition is true, whatever code is written inside this block is getting executed. I hope you are clear with this. Let's see the code back again. If you see this code, previously the age was 16. So 16 greater than 18. The condition is false. When the condition is false, this part of code will not get executed. Right? So instead, what did we do was, just a minute. Instead, what did we do was, we made this 16 to 20. So what happened now? 20 is greater than 18. The condition is true. That's why this block of code got executed and we got the output as follows. I hope it is clear. This is only simple if condition. I hope you are clear with the if condition. Now let's jump on to the else condition using if and else combined. Clear? Let's go to slides. The else condition. Use else statement to specify a block of code to be executed if the condition is false. What does this mean? You told that if it is true, we are executing true. But what if the condition is false? Something has to happen, right? You cannot just leave it blank. So in those cases, you have to use if and else combined. These are very fundamental concepts. Okay, let's discuss it as well. Let's take one more example, a new example this time. There is a person called Raju. Out of 100 marks, to pass the exam, the person should score 35 plus marks, right? Any student to pass the exam must score 35 plus marks, right? Raju got 38 marks in maths out of 100. Is he pass or fail? He is pass. Very good. In English, he got 80 out of 100. Is he pass or fail? Pass. Very good. He's very poor in science. He does not know how to study science, those theoretical concepts, those practicals. It is very hard for him. That's why he has scored only 24 marks out of 100. So now in this science, is Raju pass or fail? He's fail. Very good. He's fail, because to pass any subject he has to get 35 plus marks. But the condition here is less than 35. But in these cases it is pass. How? If you have to write one program which takes one input at a time and tell if he is pass or fail both at a time. If you use this if condition only, if you use only if condition, it will check if marks is greater than 35, then it will print pass. But what if he's fail? There is no code to handle if he's fail, right? So for that, to solve that, we have come up with if else conditions. We have come up with if else conditions. As simple as that. You write the block of code whatever you want to execute if else condition here, and the condition is written in here, same as if, exactly same as if block, only the else block is added new. Exactly same as if block, only the else block is added new in here. Clear? Let's see the syntax from the slides and then understand the same example and write the code and execute in the compiler, that is online compiler of Chrome. Not compiler, it is interpreter actually. Great. I hope it is clear. If condition is clear. Now we'll discuss about if else. Let's jump back to slides. Yes, everyone, we have discussed this if condition, similar to exactly the same one, only the else block is added after if here. Check this one. Use the else statement to specify a block of code to be executed if the condition is false. One more key thing to note here is else block cannot be written individually. It has to be mapped up with if. Else alone cannot work. It has to be after if only, else individually cannot work. Okay, see this one. Use the else statement to specify a block of code to be executed if the condition is false. We have taken the example of pass or fail, right? Let's write the code and run in here. Understand this, the same syntax. If the condition is true, this code will get executed. If the condition is false, this code will get executed. So based on this, what is the code for the what is the JavaScript code to check if the person in that subject is pass or fail? Let's jump onto the notepad and see. Yes, everyone, based on this condition, how can we write this? How can we write this based on this condition? First of all, let's take English equal to how many marks? How many marks in English we have discussed just now, right? English equal to 80. Let's write down all the subjects here first. Let's write down English equal to 80, and then math. These are variable names. You can define any name. Up until now we have discussed A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z, right? In the same way, these are all the variable names. You can use any of the variable names. Okay, clear? English maths marks are 38, and then science marks are 24. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's simply write SCI. Let's only write SCI for this. Just a minute. Let's take an eraser and erase this. No issues. It is taking time. Okay. Let's erase this and write down neatly. Done. I'll make it quick this time. English marks are, let's say, 84. Not in English. Maths are 38. And science is 24. Based on this, for this the output must be pass. For this the output must be pass. For this the output must be fail, right? Based on this we are writing the if else condition code. If English is greater than how much? 35. Because if the condition is true, only then will print pass. For printing it is console.log pass. Okay, close the block. After closing the block, write down else. Be careful with the syntax. Okay, everyone, be careful with the syntax. Else console.log. If this condition is false, then this block of code will get executed. If the marks is not greater than 35, then we have to print as fail, right? As simple as that. This is the block of code. This is the block of code. And in place of English, we'll be replacing with math and science individually. Let's jump on the console panel quickly and run the codes. I hope if condition is clear. Let's clear this and let's write down the code of math equal to 38. Next, science equal to 28. Sorry, 24, let's say. And English equal to 84, right? I'll make it quick. If math is greater than how much? 35, right? For the subject to be passed, you have to have marks greater than 35. For printing it is console.log. We have to write pass. Whatever we write in the double quotation, only that will be printed. Nothing outside that, okay? If the condition is fail, the else block will handle it. It is console.log fail. I hope it is clear for you as of now. Let's run the code. Forget about this. We are only checking about math because we are checking the condition of math only, right? Let's run the code. The output is pass because maths marks are 38. Let's do one thing. Let's copy the entire code, paste it here. Sorry, we have not copied the code. Okay, let's copy the code. Control C, Control V. Yes. Now I am checking only for science, so I will remove all of this. We'll only put science. Science equal to 24. Science is nothing but variable name. Variable name, automatic declaration of variable we have used without any let const var. So what will be the output now? Science marks are 24. For passing, you have to grade greater than 35. Otherwise, the output must be fail. For this, the output must be fail. Let's see what will get the output. Fail. Because first of all, it went in here, it checked that 24 greater than 35. No, the condition is not true. I don't have the answer. So it raised its hands. If condition cannot do anything. So it came back to else condition. It came back to else condition, and this part of code has printed as fail. Now let's do one thing. Let's check for English. English marks are 84, right? We have to change the condition here. Let's change for English. Okay, English marks are greater than 35. What is the output for this? 84 greater than 35 is pass. So the output should show pass. So I'm confused with these words. Should show so nothing happens. Clear. See, 84 greater than 35 should print pass. Done. I hope you are clear with if else condition as well. Let's see the same example of previously we have taken, right? Age equal to 16. If age is greater than 16, always write inside parentheses, otherwise you'll get syntax error. Always write inside parentheses, and the block of code to be executed inside curly braces. Okay, console dot log you can vote. Console dot log you can vote. Else, if the condition is not true, else console dot log we are printing that you cannot vote as your age is less than 18. I hope it is clear. Let's see the output. We have first given age as 16. It must be 18. I'm sorry here. It must be 18. Okay. For voting, the age must be greater than 18 or greater than equal to 18 as well. Okay. This is nothing but comparison operator. We have learned about comparison operators, right? This is also comparison operator. So we are using the concepts which we have learned in previous classes to apply the same in this. The concept of variables, the concept of greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, that is comparison operators. And also we'll use arithmetic operators in the coming sessions. I hope it is clear. For this, what will be the output? The age is 16. You can vote only if the age is greater than 18. If your age is less than 18, then this else block will get printed, right? So the output is you cannot vote as your age is less than 18. What if I make this age to 50? Let's copy this code. Control C, Control V. Age, let's make it to 50. So a person with the age 50 can vote or not? Yes, he can. So if condition will get satisfied, and you'll get the output as you can vote. Shall we see the output? See. In this way, you can use if else condition to use the logic of true or false in your programs. I hope it is clear. Let's jump on to if else. That is combination of these three with multiple conditions checking up. Clear? I hope this is clear. If you have any doubts, please note them down. You can discuss about this later with us, or you can also search online as well. These are very fundamental basic concepts. Now let's jump back to the slides and discuss about if else if conditions. Okay. If else if conditions. If else if conditions statement used to specify a new condition if the condition is false. Here in the previous if else condition, you are only checking one if, and if that is false, then you'll automatically get executed as else. But what if you want to check multiple conditions at once? What if you want to check multiple conditions at once? Do not worry, we'll understand with this with an example of positive negative numbers or zero. Let's see the example first. Okay, let's jump back to the notepad first. Yes everyone, I hope if and if else condition is clear. Now let's jump on to if else. What if you want to check multiple conditions? In those cases, you have to use if else, or else you have to use switch case. Both of them we'll quickly discuss as of now. First of all, let's discuss about if else. The else if statement is used to specify a new condition if the first conditions are false. What do I mean by this? For example, if the first condition is not true, but instead of directly jumping into else, you want to check some other condition. In simple terms, you want to check multiple conditions. In those cases, you will use if else. Let's see an example of it. Okay, first of all, tell me what are positive numbers. What are positive numbers? What are negative numbers? And zero is normally a zero, right? Positive numbers are nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on up to infinity. Negative numbers are -1, -2, -3 and so on up to minus infinity. As simple as that. I want you to tell me the code of if else block using to solve this logic. What do I mean by this? If you see this, all the positive numbers are greater than 0. All the negative numbers are less than 0. And the 0 is nothing but double equal to 0. As simple as that. We'll check these conditions. So what is the code of writing this? If number is nothing but we'll give some input. Num equal to 1. Let's say we'll give num equal to 1. If number is greater than 0. In those cases, print nothing but in JavaScript it is console.log. Console.log positive number. Okay. Next. Else if this condition is not true, then check this condition we are telling. What is this? If number is less than 0, then console.log. Just a second. I'll scroll down the screen. Yeah, I hope it is clear now. Else console.log negative number. It is just printing. Okay. If both of the conditions are not true, by default, else will get executed. It will print as console.log. You have entered 0 or you have given 0. You have given 0. As simple as that. This is the program for if else conditions. So this is the program flow of if else condition. What does this mean? First of all, this condition is checked. Num equal to 1. Is number greater than 0? Which means 1 is greater than 0. Yes, the condition is true. So it will print positive number. What if this instead of 1 we have written -8? What if we have written -8 here? So it checks -8 greater than 0. No, false. So we cannot execute this code. It goes to else if and then it's check -8 is less than 0. Yes, the condition is true. So it prints negative number. If both the conditions does not satisfy, in those cases we'll print this. You have entered 0 because anything greater than 0 is positive, anything less than 0 is negative. The only left number is 0, right? I hope you are clear. Let's execute the same program in console panel and let's see the output. Let's make it quick. I hope you have a clear understanding of all of this. You have understood this. Let's quickly write as input number equal to, let's say 3. Okay. Sorry, I'll write again number equal to 3. Yeah. Then if num is greater than 0, print nothing but console.log. Console.log you have entered positive number. Also, one of the key things here of by doing this bootcamp is that all of these are similar in all the programming languages. These concepts are very similar in all the programming languages. Then if you learn these fundamental concepts, you can easily wrap up with Java, Python as well. With just 8 to 10 hours of course as early as possible, because concepts are similar in all the programming languages. Many of the concepts are similar in all the programming languages. Only the syntax of writing is different. Why we are taking this much time to understand the fundamentals? Because if you are from non-technical background or you are new to programming or you do not have knowledge of multiple things, then definitely this course, this bootcamp will help you to build your knowledge from scratch. Doesn't matter if you are able to build high-end projects, but at least you'll get the knowledge of these programming languages. Okay. If number is less than 0, you have entered negative number. Okay. Else console.log you have entered 0. Whatever we write here, it gets printed. Okay. I'm sorry, there was a slight disturbance with sound. Okay, let's get back to this. First of all, we have entered some number equal to 3 and we are checking if the number is greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, it will print that it is a positive number. For this condition, for this given number, this condition gets satisfied and it will print as you have entered positive number. If for suppose you have entered some negative number in here, then this condition does not satisfy. So it gets on to the next condition and checks if number is less than 0. Yes, number is less than 0. In those cases, number will be a negative number. Or else if both the condition does not get satisfied, then this else condition will get executed by default. So one more key point to notice here is only one else if condition is not possible. You can write any number of else if conditions. If, else if, else if, else if, else if, else if, else. Any number of conditions you want to write, you can write. There is no limit on this. But a good programmer does not use multiple else if conditions. Instead, we'll use switch case or hash maps, that is objects in JavaScript. Okay, I'll discuss in this in coming sessions. As of now, just focus on this. For this, what will be the output? Yes, everyone, what will be the output? You have entered a positive number, right? Because the number we have entered is 3. Let's copy this code. Let's rerun the code with a negative number this time and let's see what will be the output. Okay, I've just copied the entire code. Instead of 3, I'm writing some -10. Okay, just a minute. We have got some unexpected end of input. Why is this unexpected end of input? Let's see, just a minute. Yes, everyone, when we change it to -10 and run, I have just seen that we have forgotten to close the curly braces. We have entered -10, right? We copied the code from the previous one, but we forgot to close the curly braces here. Curly braces is open, but it is not closed. That's why we are getting an error. I'll run the same code, the same error will come again. See what happened to the console panel. Let's run the, okay, just a minute. First see if the console panel is working properly or not, otherwise we rerun the code. Console the panel, hello. See, these may be a few issues. It may be running while running the code. Stay focused. We wrote this code previously and changed this to -10, as simple as that. Then we got one syntax error, right? We got one syntax error in this way. Unexpected end of input. What does this mean? We have got syntax error in some line here because this else curly braces is open, but we have not closed. We have not closed this curly braces. That's why we have got that syntax error, unexpected end. Let's see how to clear this. See the program again. Right here, we have not closed the curly braces. We have not closed the curly braces. That's why we were getting the error. Clear? I hope it is clear. Let's clear this. Let's check the console again and run the code. Console.log 1. I'm just testing it. After this, now the code now will close the curly braces and we'll make the input from 3 to -10. What will be the output for this? Will it be positive number or negative number? Yes, it will be. You have entered a negative number. Let's do one thing. Let's copy the same code again. I have not, I'll scroll down. We have not closed the panel, right? That's why we got the error previously. We'll make number equal to 0 this time. Number equal to 0. You have entered 0 because the number 0 is greater than 0, false. Number is less than 0, false. So this by default else condition is getting executed. So we are getting the output as you have entered 0. I hope if else condition is very clear to you. Now after this, let's jump on to switch case. Let's jump on to. So as we have discussed, this is the syntax of the else if conditions. First, if condition is checked. If that is false, it comes to else if. If that condition is false, next it goes to another else if. And how many else if you write, that many cases it will check. Otherwise, if no if condition is satisfied, no else if condition is satisfied, in those cases by default the else block will get executed. As simple as that. Here we use if else if else if else if else, this type of order to check multiple possible conditions. I hope it is clear. I'm not taking much time to get into depth of this discussion, but yes, we have touched upon everything and we have took some simple examples to understand how if works, how if else works, how this if else works. I hope it is clear. Now let's jump to the switch case. The switch case statement is used to select one of many code blocks to be executed. When JavaScript reaches a break keyword, it breaks out of the switch block. The default keyword specifies the code to run if the... Okay, do not get into technical terms. Do not be confused. I'll get you a simple example. I'll get you one simple example. Listen. Previously, we used to write if, else 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 if, else. Instead of writing all of these, what we can do, we can use switch case instead. I'll show you a simple example of this. Listen, let's divide this into two parts. Are you able to see? Yeah, let's divide this into two parts. Okay, we used to write if condition, else if condition, else if. Please ignore my handwriting, it is very bad because I'm writing after so many days. Recently I've started writing again. All the time I was on the computer itself. See what we used to do, we used to write in this order: if, else if, else if, else if, else, to check multiple conditions, to check multiple conditions. Instead of this, to check multiple conditions, instead of this, there is a better way of doing it. Simply write switch, inside switch write some case, and in that case we'll write different types of conditions. Case 1, let's say case 2, case 3, and so on, and there will be some default. Okay, in this case 1 as well, or in these cases there will be individual blocks similar to if else. Okay, and each of the case have some code, each of the case has some code, each of the case has some code. And at the end of case, do not forget to write break, because if you find that case, it will break out of that checking of the next ones. This is the syntax of switch case. First of all, just note this down. I'll tell you the difference between this and this. Okay, see here. In case X, the colon is nothing but block representation. It will break. Code block break. At the end, it is default, right? What is this? When should we use this switch case instead of if, else if, else? We'll discuss this now. For example, I hope you have written this, right? You have written this. Now assume that we want to write a program to find days in a week. Okay, we want to write a program to write days in a week. 1 is Monday according to me, 2 is Tuesday, 3 is Wednesday, 4 is Thursday, 5 is Friday, when Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 6 is Saturday. If I want, I'll make 0 as Sunday or 7 as Sunday. Let's make 7 as Sunday. Okay, I want these 7 cases to check based on my input. I'll take input day equal to 1 or 2 or 3. Based on the day input, I want to print what day it is. If I had to write the same with if, else conditions, I'll write if day equal to 1, console.log Monday, else if day equal to 2, console.log Tuesday. I hope you are able to understand. Similarly, else if day equal to 3, then console.log Wednesday. Similarly, for day equal to 4, for day equal to 5, for day equal to 6, and day equal to 7, it will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Instead of writing these many else if conditions, and by default at the end we'll write please enter valid number. What if the user enters 10? There is no day regarding 10, right? There is no day regarding 10. So in those, we'll write as console.log please enter valid number. We'll write please enter valid day, because we have only 7 days in a week. Are there 10 days in a week? No. So this is the flow of writing using if, else if, which takes much time to evaluate one by one. So in those cases it will be hard. Instead, what we can do is we can simply use switch case. In switch case, what we'll do is, well, first of all, we'll define First of all, we'll define, just a minute, select the pen. We'll define as, sorry, I'm writing outside, I guess. Okay, we'll write day equal to 1. For example, now I'm taking input day equal to 1. After this, we'll write what are we checking? Day, right? So switch day. Whatever value you enter here automatically comes here because we're using the variable called day. I hope it is clear. Then case 1, case 2, case 3, and so on. Let me pause the video, I'll write everything and come back so that it will be less time consuming. Yes, everyone have completed writing this. So switch day. Based on the input you give here, that is 1 or 2 or 3 or anything, the value comes in here. What does this switch case does? It evaluates all the conditions and check if the possible condition is present in this or not. So in our code, there are totally 7 cases. These are the total 7 cases. I hope you are able to see this. Case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5, case 6, and case 7. Okay. After that, there is a one default case. Understand the block scope. First of all, what we have discussed is 1 Monday, 2 Tuesday, 3 Thursday, and so on up to 7 Sunday. Based on this order, this is day, the value of day which we are entering here. If we enter 1, automatically it will come to case 1. The access will directly come to case 1 and it will print console.log Monday. If we enter console.log 5, if we enter day equal to 5, in those cases, then it will check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is present. Okay, I have the 5 condition. The power will be here. It will print Friday, console.log Friday. But most important key is to stop checking after this. You have already found one case. It is of no use to check further cases. So in those cases, to break out of this block, we have to use break. Similarly, if you give case 1 is satisfied, there is of no use to check this all conditions, right? So in those cases, to break out of the loop, we have to write as console.log Monday to print and then this break condition to break out. Okay, I hope it is clear. Understood regarding the switch case. Let's write down this code and run. Let's write down this code and run. Just a minute, I have come very above. Okay, I hope the difference between this if else code and the switch case code is clear for you. It will check all the n elements. It will check all the n elements, n number of times, one by one, one by one. But switch case, what does it do? It directly goes to the conditional case. It directly goes to the conditional check and directly access that value. If you enter 1, it will directly go to 1. If you enter 5, it will directly go to 5. But one more important thing, default case. It is similar to else condition. What if I enter day equal to 100? Is in our case, is there any possibility of 100? No, 100 is not possible. So by default, a case is written as console.log please enter valid input. Then automatically this block of code will get executed. If the number is not in the range of 1 to 7 or the conditions which we give, if it is out of these conditions, then we have to write a by default case which acts like an else block to the switch. I hope it is clear. Let's go to the practical and run this code. The exact same code will run and see the output. Just a minute, let me do it. Yes, everyone, I have completed writing the exact same code. If you see, first of all, we are taking the input day equal to 1 and switch the same variable, whichever value we enter will come in here. And after this, we are writing 7 cases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Saturday, I have written it Saturday. Okay. I hope this is clear. Case 1 is Monday, case 2 is Tuesday, case 3 is Wednesday, 4 is Thursday, 5 is Friday, 6 Saturday, and 7 Sunday. Similarly, after each of them, I have written break statement to break out if the condition is found. If for this example, day 1, switch 1, here it will be 1. So based on this 1, the case 1 will get satisfied, right? Case 1 will get satisfied, it will print Monday. Then it is of no use. It is of no use to you to check all of these again. So for avoiding checking of this again, we have to write this break. Break is nothing but it breaks out of the block and gives the code access out of the block. Okay, that we'll discuss while we are discussing looping statements. In the looping statement, we'll discuss about this break. Do not worry, as of now, just focus that if you write break, it automatically breaks out of this block. As simple as that. So based on the condition day 1, what will be the output? It will be Monday, right? Let's see the output. Let's run the code. See, it's Monday. Let's do one thing. Let's copy paste the same code. Now I want to say this Saturday. I want it to be Saturday. For finding Saturday, we have to give input as 6, right? We have to give input as 6. We have to give input as 6. Yeah. Let's run the code. What will be the output if we run the code? Yes, everyone? It's Saturday. But what if we enter 100? Let's see what if we enter 100 value. We have copied the code, same code. We'll enter the value 100 this time. Is there any 100 case present in this? No. So what happens by default? This will get executed by default. The default case which acts as else block if no condition is satisfied is getting executed. See, it says please enter a valid number because we do not have any case 100 present in our block of code. If the condition is not satisfied anywhere, automatically the default case gets executed. I hope the point is very clear, and we are done with conditional statements. Conditional statements in the sense if else, if else, and switch case. I hope you are clear with all of these fundamental concepts. I hope. Yeah, if you have any doubts, please note them down and we'll discuss that as well. See, we have condition A, we have completed if else, if else, and then switch. These are the 4 types of conditional statements. We have taken simple examples with simple and real world examples of pass fail and also voting system and also daily Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to understand all of these and the difference between these. These are called as conditional statements in JS. I hope it is clear. Great. Now let's go to looping statements. Looping statements nothing but iteratively doing some operation is nothing but looping statements. There are different types of looping statements. Example, for loop, while loop, do while loop, and also inside for there is for each, for off, and for in to operate on arrays. That we'll discuss later on. As of now, we'll just focus on these 3. In these 3 as well, do while we do not use that frequently. These 2 are very important, so we'll understand this with a simple example, for loop and while loop. For loop and while loop are very important in looping statements. Without understanding these looping statements, you cannot iteratively solve any problem. Let me give you one example. I want to print hello Adnan. I want to print hello Adnan. What is the logic of this, everyone? We'll just write as console.log hello Adnan. It will print hello Adnan, as simple as that. But there is one condition this time. I want to print it 10 times. I want to print it 10 times. How to do this 10 times? You'll say write this 10 times. Write the console.log 10 times. Or copy this and paste 10 times. Automatically hello Adnan will be written 10 times. You can tell this as simple answer. But what if this 10 times becomes 1000 times? Will you copy paste this 1000 times? Will you copy paste console.log 1000 times? Is it doable enough? No. That's where this looping statements help. If you want to print anything, if you want to solve any problem iteratively in the form of a loop, then you use looping statements. For example, for loop, while loop, and do while loop. I hope it is clear. For loop is used when you know the exact number of iterations. In this way, I have given you, in the above example, I have given you have to print 1000 times. You have to print 1000 times. Then you know the range. You use for loop when, everyone note this down, when you know the number of iterations. You use for loop when you know number of iterations. But while loop is used when until and unless the condition is true. We can tell that while loop is executed until the given condition is true. Do not worry, we'll understand this with an example. As of now, just write down. Then what is while loop? Do while loop. It is similar to while loop, but this at least gets executed once. Even if the condition is satisfied or not, it at least gets executed once. We'll understand this with with the help of an example. As of now, just write down this. Focus on these two. Focus on these two. For loop is used when you know the exact number of iterations, but while loop is used when you do not know the number of iterations. It can be infinite number of iterations as well, but there you'll do I plus plus or I minus minus like this, and based on the condition, until and unless the condition is true, the loop gets executed, otherwise it gets break. Do while loop, it is similar to while loop, but since we are writing some condition do and then writing while, so it gets at least executed once. Don't worry, we'll discuss this with the help of simple example again. So coming back to this, I want to print hello Adnan 1000 times. So instead of writing console.log 1000 times, what I'll do is I'll write for let I equal to 0 or var I equal to 0, I plus plus, and so on. I'll get you the condition. Do not worry. I'll show you with the help of a condition. Focus on this first of all. Let's get back to the slides. As you have to make the notes as well, let's get back to slides. Loops. Loops are used to execute a piece of code again and again. That's why we discussed. Loops are handy. If you want to run the same code over and over again, each time with a different value, then you can use loops. Loop can execute a block of code number of times. Instead of writing same block of code 1000 times, 10 times, 20 times, write the code once, and that you iteratively print using the for loop or iteratively print using the while loop. That is the use case. Okay. As we have discussed, JavaScript supports different kinds of loops. For in, for of, while, do while. These are the subcategories of for loop. Forget about this. This will use on iteratively objects and arrays. When we discuss about module 4 or 5 in arrays and objects, we'll discuss this there. As of now, just focus on for, while, and do while. Okay. Loops through a block of code number of times. When you know the number of times, then we use for loop. Loops through a block of code when a specific condition is true. That's what we will discuss. Until unless a condition is true, continuously the loop will get executed. Next, do while. Also loops through a block of code where a specific condition is true. We'll discuss this. Coming to for loop. The for loop creates a loop with three optional expressions. Expression 1, expression 2, expression 3. This is the syntax of writing. Always remember this. Very important. Very important. It is similar to C and Java. This syntax is similar to C and Java. Expression 1, expression 2, expression 3. In this expression 1, nothing but we'll write some condition or expression. Inside those curly braces, we'll write the block of code. Okay, we'll write the block of code. Expression 1 is executed one time before the execution of the code block. Execution 2 defines the condition for executing the block. Expression 3 is executed every time after the code has been executed. What is this? Aren't you able to understand? Let's see the example of this. Okay. Coming to for loops syntax. Understand the syntax of for loop. Where is our notepad? Yes, everyone, let's make it quick. It's already 55 minutes. I don't want to take much time of yours. So see, for loop has three things inside it. We have told that for loop has three things inside it, and here the block of code is written what all has to be iterated and executed again and again. What is these three? We can tell it as start, stop, and step. In Python we tell it start, stop, step, or else we can write as this as initialization, initialize, until when you want to iterate, the condition until when you want to iterate. After this you can write in here as increment or decrement, as simple. Increment or decrement or multiplicator, what all you want to use you can do, but usually we will use I plus plus, I minus minus. Okay, for example here we write as I equal to 0. We'll start from 0, and as we want to print 1000 times, we'll tell I less than 1000 or I less than equal to 1000, and we have to increment because from 0 it has to go to 1000, right? It does not go automatically in for loop. You have to increment as I plus plus. Clear? I equal to 0 starting from 0, then I plus plus will make it 1, then I plus plus will make it 2, I plus plus will make it 3, I plus plus will make it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 101, and so on up to 1000. Whenever this condition is mapped, whenever I is less than 1000 is or breaks down, this condition is false, in those cases the loop will automatically break. I hope it is clear. So the code of writing this is console.log to print 1000 times. It is as follows. Okay. Let I equal to 0, I less than equal to 1, I plus plus, initialize the condition, increment, decrement, console.log, hello Adnan. What does this mean? Whatever you write in this code, in this block, whatever you write between these curly braces will get executed as many times as you have written here. I hope it is clear. Let's run the code and see if it is working or not. Yes, everyone, to save the time, I have already run this program. See, if we run for var I equal to 0, I less than 1000, I plus plus, it is printing hello world 1000 times. This 1000 nothing but indicates it is 1000 times printed. We cannot show the same in the console.log 1000 times it to scroll down continuously. So instead, this our console automatically has detected that we want to print hello world 1000 times. So it is telling 1000 times. Instead, what we have done, we have copied the exact code and pasted here, and we only want to print it only 10 times. So it automatically prints only 10 times. The output hello Adnan is printed 10 times. This number 10 shows that it is printed 10 times. Again, one more use case of for loop. If I want to print numbers from 1 to 10, you have to do console.log 1, console.log 2, console.log 3, console.log 4, console. The same way, without doing this, using for loop, the same conditions initialize from 0 and up to 10. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 10 numbers is totally 9, right? So it has printed until 9. Console.log I nothing but the value of I, which is 0 first, and then after I plus plus it becomes 1, after I plus plus it becomes 2, I plus plus is 3. Which one is this? This one is increment operator in arithmetic. This one is increment operator in arithmetic, which we have discussed in operators. I hope it is clear. Console.log I nothing but first it prints 0, it increments I plus plus 1, I plus plus 2, I plus plus 3, I plus plus 4, I plus plus 5, I plus plus 6, 7, 8, 9. I less than 10, we have made it I less than 10. So 10 is not included. If you want to include 10, then you have to write I less than equal to 10. Let's see the output of it. Let's make it small. Just a minute, everyone. Where is this? Let's clear this. See, here I have written this I less than 10 will print only until 9, as we have seen. Now let's do one thing. Let's make it I less than equal to 10. Now from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 will also be included because equal to comparison also includes 10. See, previously if we print, it was only 9, right? This condition, it was only 9. We have not included equal to here. So it will only print until 9. I hope it is clear. For loop, this is nothing but initialization. This is condition. This is increment or decrement. If you want to do from 10 to 1, you can do that as well. Let's see that. Let's copy this. We'll start from 10 and we'll write until I is greater than 0. Until I is greater than 0, print. But if you want to decrement the value, you have to use I minus minus. Let's run the code and see. See, it starts from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It did not include 0 because we have not written as equal to 0. So at 1 only it has stopped. But if you want to include 0 as well, then you'll just write equal to here. Okay, first it comes to 10. Printed 10, console.log I printed 10. Next it went back to loop. Is the condition I greater than equal to 0 satisfied? Yes, 9 is greater than 0. So, sorry, 10 is greater than 0. So do minus minus. 10 minus minus is nothing but 9. So print 9. Then go back up again. 9 is greater than equal to 0. Yes, the condition is true. So again I minus minus. Print 8. In this way, the code is working. It works until equal to 0. So if we write equal to 0, even 0 will be included. I hope for loop is clear. Yes, we have taken simplified example of printing anything 10 times, 1000 times, also to print numbers from 1 to 10 and from to 10 to 1. Now let's quickly discuss about while loop. What is this while loop? We have discussed about for loop. We know the number of iterations to print 10 times, to print 100 times, to print 1000 times. But what if we do not know the exact number of iterations? In those cases, for loop executes. For loop helps. While loop helps, sorry, while loop helps. The while loop loops through a block of code as long as specified condition is true. Until and unless a specified condition is true, it continuously iterates and executes the block of code. What do you mean by this? Let's see the syntax of this. The syntax of this is as follows. See everyone, it is while, and you will give only one condition. It is similar to if. Okay, it gives one condition. Until and unless the condition is true, the block of code executes. Shall we take an example of it? Yes, shall we take an example of it? Just a minute. If you see the syntax of while loop, there is no initialization, there is no condition. So we have to explicitly initialize. So we'll tell var I equal to 0. We'll start from I equal to 0. And we'll write some condition here. And then we'll tell console.log I. And then what we'll do, we have to increment or decrement inside the loop itself. So this one acts as initialization, this one acts as increment or decrement, and this is the condition. Now it is the block of code to print number I times. Then what should I write the condition here? Tell me. I want to print the number 10 times. What can I write to print the number 10 times, everyone? Yes, I want the number 10 to be included as well. I want the 10 number to be included as well. In those cases, what should I write? Should I write I less than 10 or I less than equal to 10? Yes, it is I less than equal to 10. I know you are answering yourself. As I cannot hear you as it is a recorded session, I know that I is less than equal to 10. Okay, great. I hope you are clear with this. Initialize, condition, increment, and other things are exactly the same. Let's run the code and see the output. Okay. Yes, everyone, I have written the exact same code. First of all, when we are initializing using var, because var allows you to redeclare and update the value as well, because we are updating the values continuously. If you write here const, then automatically it will give the error. Let's see that as well. First of all, let's run the code and let's see if this is printing from 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 up to 10. Let's see this. Yes, it is printing from 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 up to 10. I want to print 10 to 0 in reverse order. How can I do this? Only two changes, similar to for loop, only two changes. Pause the video, answer yourself, and I'm writing the code as quickly as possible. See, from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. This is why while loop is used when you do not know exact number of iterations, but you know the condition to match. Then while loop is used. This is for loop and while loop. Let's discuss if we write constant here, we'll get an error. Let's see if it works or not. Yes, everyone, I have written the same code. Instead of I have used j because we have already declared in the form of var, right? So for const to see if it allows to update the value, we have used const and see if it works or not. See, assignment to constant variable, you have assigned to constant variable, that's why it cannot update the value. It cannot update the value. In this way, as we have discussed in the fundamental class of declaring variables, using of var let const at the right place is important. Your logic is correct, your syntax is correct, but still the code is not working in here because the type of variable which you have used. Clear, everyone? Let's discuss about do while loop if you are clear with for loop and while loop. Done. Yes, everyone, I hope you're all clear with the loops of for loop and while loop. Coming to this do while loop, I'll tell you one thing. We never use this loop. We never use this loop in JavaScript. In most of the cases, you use only for loop and while loop. But just because to cover up in the syllabus, I'll just discuss it briefly and jump on to the next one, okay? The do while loop is a variant of the while loop. The loop will execute the code block once before checking the condition is true. Then it will repeat the loop as long as the condition is true. What do you mean by this is whatever code is to be iterated, it will be written in this. Even if the condition is not true for the first time, even then this condition will get executed. Even then this condition will get executed. But if the condition is false here, then it will break out. If the condition is true, it goes back again and iterates. If the condition is true, it goes back again and it continues. So I hope it is clear. I'm telling again, do while loop you do not use it. You won't use in most probable situations. You only use for loop and while loop. So we are not discussing in depth with this do while loop just because covering the syllabus. We are discussing about this. If you want, take a screenshot of it or write down in your notebook for future reference. Great. Having a long discussion on this is doesn't make any sense actually regarding this do while loop. The example, because we cannot type in again and show, to save up the time, we have shown an example of this. You can take a screenshot or you can try it on yourself. I'll explain you what does this do. The example below uses a do while loop. The loop will always be executed at least once. I have told you automatically. First of all, this will get executed at least once. After this, the condition is checked. If the condition is true, it goes back again. If the condition is true, it goes back again until and unless this condition is true. Okay. The loop will always be executed at least once, even if the condition is false, because the code block is executed before the condition is tested. The condition is tested here, but the code block is written before itself. So for the first time, it will definitely get executed, regardless the condition is true or not. If the condition is false here, it will get breakdown. It will break. If the condition is true, it goes back and executes again. I hope it is clear. Let's discuss about next thing. Great, we have completed module 3. We have completed module 3. In this, a quick revision of everything. We have discussed conditional statements and looping statements. What all we have discussed? We have discussed about conditional statements and looping statements in module 3. Very important module because this allows you data manipulation. While we get to arrays and the methods operation on arrays, we'll definitely use this. What all we have discussed here: if else, if if else block, and then switch. These 4 topics we have discussed in conditional statements. In looping statements, we have discussed 3 things: for loop, while loop, and then do while loop. That's it for today. And again, in for loop, there is for in, for off, for each. That is the concept when we manipulate with objects and arrays. If I discuss this now, you won't be able to understand. Don't worry, we'll discuss this over there. I hope it is very clear what all we have discussed in this session. If you have any doubts until this, you can definitely contact us anytime. You can watch recorded sessions again and again from the LMS portal as many times as you want. Okay, great. That's it for today. I hope you will all practice, practice, and practice. What all we have discussed, just do not write on the notes and leave it up. Practice. There are multiple online compilers as well for JavaScript, like W3 schools or any online GDP as well. You can use compilers, free compilers. Write the code over there and run. If you get syntax error, learn from those syntax errors. Why you are getting there? Those syntax errors. Why? What if you declare variable as let? What if you declare variable as const? Even if the logic is correct, but the variable choice which we have used to declare matters the most. There you can get syntax errors as well. That's why I suggest you practice more. You'll get the errors. Definitely you'll get the errors. No one is perfect. Until and unless you get errors, you won't learn new things. That's it for today. Have a nice day, everyone. Let's end up the session. Tomorrow we'll discuss about module 4. What is module 4? Module 4 is functions. I suggest you do not miss tomorrow's session. Tomorrow's session is very important because I have marked you functions as a 4-star or 5-star concept while discussing syllabus, right? Very important session regarding functions. We'll brush up and try to complete this module in one session. Okay, it is very important. Do not miss tomorrow's session. Until then, have a nice day. Keep practicing. Happy learning, everyone. Bye.